And this is the setup for the NAT server as part of our Career Simulation 1 for the cybersecurity class. We are starting over with the server 2016, and we have to make a couple of changes before we can use this machine. So, in order for our NAT server to work properly, we have to have two network adapters. And for this exercise, we will be setting them as bridged connections. So we will change the one that is already there and set up a second one, also set as bridged. Give that a moment to apply. Now, when we get into the virtual machine here, one of those will be acting as our internal network, and the second one will be acting as our external network or internet connected network. And we will show the configuration and setup of that when we get this machine turned on. Give this a moment. Log in here. Okay, and similar to what we did on the DHCP server, before we do that, we are going to go to the local server. Um, it'll load. Server. So we see that we have both of our network cards on here as Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 1. Ethernet 0, we need to configure as our local network. So we will open these up. There we are. We are going to rename each of these networks. So for network, you know, we're going to go to rename as our internal network, and that is going to be set as 10.0. Or 10.1.1.1. And we need to go in and change that in our properties as well. Clear that off. Use the following 10.1.1.1. And leave that the same. And click OK. Close. Next, we're going to change our second network. We're going to name that as our external network. And we should just be able to leave that alone because that should be connecting to our external internet. So let's close this. Let this refresh. Name change. I did not do the name change. Okay. External. So it did get our name changed there. Now we can go back to the dashboard, add our roles and features, role-based installation. It shows us with 2 IP addresses on here. We will hit next, and we are going to remote access. Next. Going to go to routing, and it's going to ask us to do several other tools, and we will hit add features. Just hit next and install. And now we will wait as it installs this onto our server. This may take it a few minutes. Don't know why that minimized. Okay, so that has gotten everything set up for us, and it's giving us some notifications to configure our direct access and VPN, but we are not doing that as part of this particular lab. So we can hit close, and we can go over to tools now to find routing and remote access. And we see that we are not up at the moment. We need to configure and enable our routing and remote access. And click next. And we are only going to configure this as a NAT server, so we do not need to set up VPN or VPN and NAT or any other configuration. Hit next. It's not showing my network interfaces, so we are going to restart to properly apply our changes here. And we will come back and see if our networks appear as they should once the machine reboots. So we are applying our changes. Let's reboot this server and see. If our networks are going to work now. I need to maximize that. I'm on computer. Ooh, it skipped a bunch of steps for us here. NAT address. Okay, and now it shows both of our networks here. We hit next, and we're just enabling the basic name. And that is our network. We're going to use the 10.0.0.0 and finish. All right, we'll give this a little bit of time. I don't know why the machines are being as laggy as they are, but we will let this process, and then we will move over to our client machine to test and see that all of our configurations are working properly. All right, so it is showing that we are a green dot now, so that we should be up. So we will go to our client.